What's up, my fellow devs, and welcome back to the Dev Shop. So, welcome to day one of our AI series, and we're going to jump right into it. Just real quick, don't forget, if you want to support the channel, you can check out all that stuff in the description below: Patreon, PayPal, Subscribestar, Coffee, all the good stuff. Alright, so before we get started, as you can see here, I have a blank project, and we're going to somewhat start all the way from the beginning. Some parts I'm going to speed through because I've already done videos for them, but for the most part, we're going to break everything down so you guys understand and isn't just following me through the video. Alright, so first things first, what I always like to do, ever since they released it for the one of the physics releases, is to create an entity, and we're going to add our physics terrain, which gives us an option to collide with the terrain, do floor checks and things like that. So I'm just going to call this floor. Or you know what, let's call it terrain. I'm going to create another entity, and we're going to call this one nav mesh area. Now, if you go to components, you see that we have 3 components dealing with our AI. We're not going to touch behavior trees because that's a legacy system. So our 2 main options really is just to code it ourselves, or there is a third-party source, but I don't have access to it. It's called Kathera AI. I've been trying to get a demo so I can show it to you guys, but so far I haven't heard back from them. But anyways, we're going to use the navigation area here. It's going to require a component, which for us is going to be the polygon prism shape, which gives you complete control on how you want to shape your nav mesh, especially if your world has a unique design and it's not just a square. As you can see, we have a few options for visibility. We have the game view so you can see it when you hit play, and we have our shape color and our height. What we want to do is use edit. So I'm going to stretch this out, make it big enough, and then I'll be back. Okay, now that we have that down, if you take a look at our navigation area component, you see we have 2 options. One for agent type and the other for exclusion. Now, exclusion is for when you want to, exclude areas through your navigation mesh. And not just exclusion, but exclusion for certain type of characters. So as you can see here for agent types, you'll see that I have medium sized characters, which is defaulted for you, large sized characters, and boss characters. And we can exclude certain areas to where only these type of characters can walk through those certain types of areas that we excluded. We'll definitely go over an example in another video, but you guys should get the gist of it just by the explanation, hopefully. Now let's talk about our agent types. We have medium-sized characters. Like I said before, it's defaulted, so that's what you should have when you install the engine. And I added large-sized characters and boss characters. Now, to add custom types, what you're going to need to do for an actual game, because you might have, like I said, boss characters, you might have larger size NPCs, NPCs in general, you might have animals, you might have vehicles, and you might want to have all that stuff relegated to the nav area, and you want to make sure that they're going to places that they're allowed to go to. Like, you don't want a car going underwater, or as the example from Lumberyard gave, going through a hallway, So to add more types, what you want to do is in your project, so it's going to be the Lumberyard folder 1.22 or whatever version that you're using, dev folder, and your project. If you created a new project, you're probably going to have to create this yourself. And if you're using the samples project or the sample game, the starter game, then it should already be there. But you're going to have a scripts folder, or you're going to create one. You're going to have an AI folder, or you're going to create one. And you're going to have a navigation.xml, or you're going to create one. And inside of that, you see that I have my navigation, agent types, we have medium size, large size, and boss characters. And then they all have different attributes that you can add, like the voxel size, the radius, the height, climbable height, and the max water depth. Now the easiest way to get this done for what I did was I went to the samples project. So if we go to dev, go to samples project, scripts, AI, I just copied this and put it inside my own folder. And that way you can just, make sure that you have everything typed out properly because it's already done for you. So this one has just the medium-sized characters. So what you do, just copy this and then paste it, however many times that you need. All right, and when you do that, I actually closed the engine for mine, so I don't know if it updates automatically, but when I opened it again, it gave me my 3 options. So I'm gonna set this to medium-sized characters because it's gonna be your most used option. Now that exclusion example I was telling you about, I'm gonna go ahead and do it now. So if I was to create another entity, I'm not gonna name it, and add another navigation area, which is going to require our polygon prism. I'm gonna put this down just a little bit into the ground. Now, since this main nav area is looking out for the medium-sized characters, to exclude, I'm gonna also add medium size. And as you see, it's gonna give me my own little square inside of that, right? If I hit exclude, then medium-sized characters cannot walk in that area. Now, another way, which is a little bit more automatic, is when you're going to have objects like rocks, trees, buildings, cars that you don't want your AIs to walk through. You're just going to use the static object here. When you know it's not going to move, so there's going to be your foliage, like I said, other immovable objects that's in the game. Just click static, and the navigation area in the engine will read it as non-movable, and just make sure that the AI can't walk through or whatnot, that it's not walkable. All right, so let me go ahead and delete that. So this is our nav area for the tutorial. So right now, the AI can walk around anywhere within this square. This is what we're going to use for our future videos. So hope you guys enjoyed that video, that explanation. Just going to give you guys about what we're using and why we're using it. In the next video, we're going to set up our AI character, get the animation set up. We're probably going to be doing like a close range character first. And then after that, we're going to jump into like different types of AI. So like a guard AI, which is basically just detecting the player, maybe like a random point location within the world, and then, patrols, things like that. Don't forget to join the Discord, especially that we're getting into these series and more videos for the year. And if you want to reach me outside of when I'm available on the channel, then that's the place to do it. Don't forget to join the Reddit and the forums for other places to reach other developers. But other than that, hope you guys are having a very dope day. Hope you guys are prospering in your projects. And until next time, keep developing.